Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to submit cards to COMC. I'm going to show you guys what the whole submission process looks like. It's very easy and it's really easy to follow, so please join in and see how this all works. So here we have the main dashboard on comc.com where you can see all your latest sales, purchases, store credit, and all those fun stats you have on the side. So today I'm going to be doing a new submission to COMC. So go over to the side here where it says start new submission. Just go ahead and click that. You can see step 1 of 6. There are 6 steps to this. It'll show you the return address and the phone number on there. All you have to do is confirm that whether it is correct, and then you move on from there. Step number 2 is just kind of a reminder showing you what kind of cards you can and cannot submit to COMC. So they're just making sure that you're not submitting any cards that will probably be rejected. So you can see single cards, they can't send in factory sealed boxes or complete sets. So just read through these, just make sure that you're submitting the correct cards. So nothing to really be done here. You just go ahead and move on with this as long as you understand everything. Step 3 of 6 is pretty important. So this is where you actually pick which service you want to choose for your cards to be submitted to COMC. So we'll go through each one here. The one that I often and mostly use is the standard service. So the turnaround time is about 16 weeks for standard service. The per item fee is 50 cents, which means it costs 50 cents per card to be submitted into your port to be sold. And then the minimum submission is you need at least $10 worth of cards, so at least 20 cards need to be submitted. The maximum list price per card is $100. So they give some more information on the side here. They say this option is best for trading cards less than $50, and I agree. If you happen to submit a card that is greater than $100, there's a $2 listing fee associated with that, so just be careful that you're not submitting super high-end cards. Also understand that if you use the standard service, you cannot use them to list on eBay. So there's an option for other different services. If you submit a card to COMC, you have an option to send it to auction and it'll be listed on eBay. It also says here it will add another 50 cents for cards that need to be removed from a protective holder, such as top loaders or pages, card savers or one touches, and there is no additional charge for cards shipped in penny sleeves. So if you're doing this, make sure your cards are not still in the one touches or the top loaders or the card savers or whatever you're using to protect them. Take them out of those protective cases. It's going to cost you an extra 50 cents if you do that, but you can leave them in the penny sleeves. You will also add another 50 cents for third-party graded cards or cards that are encased with the manufacturer sealed. So if you get cards back from Tops that are redemptions and it has like the top sticker on top, or if you get those encased cards that have like the sticker over the top, those will be added another 50 cents. And then it'll add another $3 for oversized cards that are larger than the standard sized card. So if you have things like comic books, or if you have those box toppers that you get sometimes in hobby boxes, they'll add another $3 for that. So just be aware of that. The next consignment service is the Select. So this turnaround time is 2 weeks, but it's $1 per card. You have a minimum submission of $3, so you need to submit at least 3 cards. Maximum list price is once again $100. Now they also have a deal with this one. It's called Fresh Pulls, and I've used this before, and it's very, very convenient and fun. So if you submit cards that are within 90 days of their initial hobby release, as it says right here, you can get a 50% off this Select fee. So basically, it's a standard service, a standard cost, but it's a select service. So you get your cards listed in the portfolio within 2 weeks, but it only costs you 50 cents. And that's only if you're using Fresh Pulls, which again, for cards that received within 90 days of their hobby release. And you can always click on this website. I do believe it shows you a list of all the different products that are eligible for the Fresh Pulls. I've used it before. It's pretty awesome. So Select, honestly, it's just faster. And you also are eligible for the Fresh Pull things. You also have up here the high-end consignment services. This is using the Elite processing. So the turnaround time is also 2 weeks, but there's no maximum list price. So this is where you can list your very, very expensive cards. It also is eligible for the Fresh Pulls thing, but it is $2 per card. I have never used the Elite service. I don't really send in cards that would be eligible for the Elite service, but some people have used it, and I suppose it is a good option to use. I have used the eBay auction down here. Basically what it is if you select that option, you can send cards in to be listed on eBay via their COMC store. It's very convenient, and it does get a lot of eyes on your cards to ship that way. So if you're interested, you can definitely check out the eBay auction service. It is a very good service to use. And this one, which they actually just added very, very recently, is the group grading services. So if you select direct to grading, you can send in cards to be graded by either PSA or CGC as of the time that I'm recording this. So you have to send in the cards with the semi-rigid card savers onto them. They do not do any sort of crossover submissions. They want the cards to be raw. Basically, they're just the middleman, so they're not going to be doing any sort of condition assessments on the cards. Of course, no oversized cards as of now, so pretty cool. I'm going to be doing a standard service right now, so I'm going to select standard, and I'm going to go to the next step. So you can add many different groups to your order. So it asks you how many cards are there. So there are exactly, I counted them, but you can also approximate. I like to count them exactly. So I have exactly 382 cards that I am submitting. Then you have to select the type of content. So what are you submitting exactly? Raw trading cards is what I'm submitting, but here are the other options. You have oversized cards, gaming cards, comic books, graded uncirculated cards, oversized cards, all those types of things. The estimated value, don't have to be super exact with it, but the estimated value, honestly, my probably is about $400 here. It's not very much. I might even bump it up to $450 just to be safe. I'm actually going to add another group here. I said I said I was only going to do one group, but I forgot that I actually have some graded uncirculated cards. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And I have exactly 5 of those, so they're still in the encased uncirculated case there. So I need to subtract 5 from this, so this would be 378. 377 there. I did my math incorrectly, so it was 382, but I took the 5 out and added them to the graded uncirculated cards down there. And the estimated values for those, I don't know. It's probably about $10, I suppose. But again, I'll bump it up to 15 just to be safe. Okay, so this is my consignment service. I have 2 groups going. I have 377 raw trading cards at about $450 estimated value. Each of them are in penny sleeves, as you're about to see. And then I also have a second group of 5 uncirculated cards with about $15 there. So let's go ahead and press next. Next part here, step 5 of 6, is to select the location with which you are sending your cards in. You can either do a drop-off at like card shows or national conventions, or at their headquarters. You can actually go there and drop your cards off. It's pretty cool that you can select the drop-off locations. It's very convenient, but I always just select ship it. COMC headquarters, which is all the way in Washington. I live in Cleveland, Ohio, so it's quite the distance for it to be traveling. So just be aware of the shipping costs that you might incur because of that. And then you just select this box down here that says, to the best of my knowledge, all the information is correct. And we just go ahead and check that. And it gives you a good breakdown of how much money you'll be spending per card here. Now it gives you the estimated fees, which is a pretty good breakdown of how much you're going to be charged from your store credit. But I'm actually doing a promotion, which is the Summer 30 promotion, where I get 30% off all of my submissions. It's a really cool promotion. This is why I'm taking advantage of it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and press approve submission. So this is the sheet that I will print off and then I will include in my package when I actually ship my cards to COMC. So I print this off. I put all the cards into a box and I put this sheet that I just printed off in the box with the cards. And then they go from there and the cards get submitted to be sold online. Pretty exciting. So now we're going to look at the cards that I will actually be sending in to COMC. All right, so now I'm going to be packaging up all of the cards into a box and then putting the submission slip in. I mean, this part is pretty self-explanatory. I think I got all the cards here. I just finished filming a video where I showcased all the cards I'm going to be submitting. So I'm just going to put them into the box as neat as I can. I actually don't know if they'll fit in this box, so we're about to find out. There's no particular order that you have to put your cards in. I like to put them in numerical order by year. And I like to separate all the mini cards and like the thicker cards in their own kind of pile. So I'm guessing it's not going to fit in this box here. Although it might. We might be able to make this. Actually, no, it's not. It's definitely not going to work out. Come on now. All right, well, this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to get a new box. Okay, I decided to switch to a medium flat rate box. And what I did was I grouped up a bunch of these tiny 200 count boxes. I have 3 of these boxes for submission group 1. All I did was whenever I use multiple boxes for my COMC submissions, I always label the boxes, how many boxes I have, what box number it is, what group the box is associated with. So if we look at if I can pull this out here, my submission slips. I have 2 submission slips in this order. I have group 1 of 2 and group 2 of 2. Group 1 are my raw trading cards and group 2 are the uncirculated cards. So what I did with these boxes here is I just labeled them, hey, here's box 1. There are 3 of these boxes and it is associated with group 1. Then I put my COMC username on it. So I did that with all these boxes. Here's box number 2. And then I also have a 400 count box here that just finished off the rest of submission group 1. Lastly, here are my uncirculated cards. I wrapped them up into a piece of paper. They're already pretty protected in there because they're uncirculated cards and they're in their own protective case in there. So I just wrapped them up. I put a label on it. It says group 2 of 2, 5 uncirculated cards and my COMC username. So I put that. It actually fits quite nicely in this medium flat rate box here. So now I'm just going to fill all this up with a bunch of packing peanuts. And basically from here, the process is done. I mean, the cards are in the box. The submission slip is printed out. All I have to do now is put this slip in here, seal up this box, write down the address, which is actually listed on top of the submission slip here. That is the address that you'll send it to. write the address down this, and then ship it off, and then your cards will be automatically processed into your account. So that's all there is to it. That's how you submit your cards to COMC. Hopefully you guys found this video to be somewhat informational and hopefully somewhat helpful. If you guys did enjoy it, please like and subscribe for more of these videos to come. This has been Eagle Man. I'll see you guys next time.